I took the night shift at Harlow Self-Storage because it paid $4 more an hour than anything else in town, and because I needed the quiet. 12 hours, 11 at night to 7 in the morning, alone in a glass booth at the front gate, watching a bank of security monitors that mostly showed nothing at all. For the first 3 weeks, nothing happened. I want to be clear about that. I am not the kind of person who sees shadows and decides they are monsters. I watched the monitors. I did my rounds every 2 hours with a flashlight. I filled out the log, and I went home and slept through the daylight like a vampire with a work ethic. It started on a Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays were restocking day, and the delivery truck had left tire marks all through row C. I was doing my 2 a.m. round, walking the aisles between the orange roll-up doors, when I noticed that Unit 37 was open. Not broken into, open. The lock was gone, the door was rolled up about a foot, and there was a smell coming out of it, like a refrigerator that had lost power a week ago. I called it in on the radio. My supervisor, a guy named Denny, who worked the office during the day, told me to just roll it down and put a ziplock on it until morning. That the tenant probably came by late and forgot to secure it. I remember thinking that seemed careless for a customer, but I did what he said. I knelt down to grab the bottom of the door, and that was when I heard the breathing. It wasn't loud, it was slow and wet, like someone breathing through a straw underwater. I froze with my hand on the door. I told myself it was the wind moving through the gap, even though there was no wind that night. I told myself it was pipes. Storage units don't have pipes. I rolled the door down fast, locked it, and went back to the booth. I didn't do another round until the sun started coming up. The next night, Unit 37 was closed and locked, exactly like it should have been. I checked the tenant records on the office computer, something I wasn't really supposed to do, and found that it had been rented 8 months earlier by a woman named Carol Ann Pruitt. Paid in cash, 6 months up front, no phone number on file, no vehicle registered. The unit hadn't been accessed once since the day it was rented. Not once, according to the gate log, which meant someone had opened it from the inside. I didn't sleep that day. I kept thinking about the breathing. 3 nights later, Denny asked me to do inventory on units that were behind on payment, which meant walking around and photographing doors for the collections file. Unit 37 was on the list, 60 days behind. I stood in front of it for a long time before I made myself lift the door. It was empty, just bare concrete, the kind of dust that collects in a space nobody ever visits. And in the very back corner, pushed against the wall, a folding cot with a sleeping bag on it. The sleeping bag had a shape in it. I want to say I imagined that it was just bunched up fabric, but I know what a person looks like lying on their side with their knees pulled up, and that is what I saw. I said hello. I don't know why. Nobody answers when you say hello to an empty storage unit at 2 in the morning, and nobody answered me either. But the shape moved. Not fast, just a slow settling, like someone breathing out. I closed the door. I didn't lock it. I don't know why I didn't lock it. I think some part of me didn't want to trap whatever it was in there, with me still standing on the other side of a thin metal door. I quit 2 days later. I told Denny I got a job at a warehouse across town, which wasn't true, But he didn't ask questions. He just needed the shift covered by Friday. Here is the part I haven't told anyone. On my last night, packing up my things from the booth, I checked the gate log one final time out of habit. Unit 37 had been accessed at 3:47 that morning. Entry code used, mine. My employee code, from a badge that had been sitting in my pocket the entire shift, that I never once took out. I still have dreams about the cot in the corner. In the dreams, the sleeping bag is empty, and the code pad by the gate is beeping, and somewhere behind me in the dark, something is breathing through a straw, getting closer, and I can never find the door to my car, no matter how many rows I run through. I looked up Harlow Self-Storage last month. Same name, same location, still open. I called and asked, just to see whether Unit 37 was currently rented. The woman on the phone paused for a long time before she answered. She said, "It's always rented. It's just never been vacated."